Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless just revealed Aristotle Dumas' true identity. Plus, is Billy being played? Young and Restless remains a hot mess. Please see last week's rant, as I'm well past the risk of repeating myself on that topic. Focusing on this week and beyond, Amanda's return brought with it hints that dropped like anvils as to Dumas' real identity. Dumas exposed. After watching Friday's scenes with Amanda, Devin, Nate, and Lily, I feel 90% sure that Aristotle Dumas is Cain Ashb, who will be played by Billy Flynn. Cain's been gone from Genoa City the correct amount of time. He admires Neil, would be happy about Lily, Devin, and Nate working together to take their family business to new heights, and it's believable that he would have recruited Amanda. There are a few questions to be answered, however. The first, where did he get the money to become a tycoon? Cain returned Devin's billions that had been stolen by his father Colin and hidden in the Maldives, but it took a while. Perhaps Cain got his start from the interest the fortune garnered whilst in Colin's account? Second, why would he want to help Billy? It's believable that Cain might be upset about Jill selling Chancellor to Victor, considering his loyalty to Catherine, but it's the part about him reaching out to Billy that gives me pause. Though they did forge a truce at one point, it was Billy that told Lily about Cain kissing Victoria while she was in jail, and that led to the end of his marriage. Cain actually decked Billy for tattling. Moreover, given Cain as Dumas knows everything about the Winters' recent history, he'd know Billy fired Lily. So, it's hard to believe he'd want to help him get Chancellor back. It's not impossible. Perhaps he agrees with Victor that his ex-wife is better off at Winters, but we have to consider the idea that perhaps he's setting Billy up. If so, why would Amanda go along with it? She did make a point of saying she didn't like what Billy did to Lily. Finally, Dumas being Cain also explains why he'd allow Lily to be given the false impression that Damien was up to no good so as to thwart any growing connection between them. But there's another question. Did Dumas/Cain know Damien was linked to Nate when he hired him to run two companies? If not, it's quite the coincidence. Do you think Dumas is Cain?
Vote.
Nothing made me happier this week than how rattled Devin was by Amanda. Sally's meditation for Billy was lovely, but I don't tune into soaps to see characters becoming less dramatic. Sharon and Phyllis seem destined to land back in a triangle with Nick. For all her protestations about not allowing anyone to control her life again after Jordan, Claire's totally allowing Victor to do it. Audra taunted Kyle and pushed his buttons knowing he'd take action that would ultimately blow up his own relationship.
Kinda brilliant.
Holden's going to be a thorn in her side, though. Storylines gone missing. What's going on with Taraya and the big secret? What's going on with Cole? Is he dying or not? Why doesn't Nikki have MS anymore? Okay, we won't dig that deep. Until next week, folks. The opinions expressed are my own. Please feel free to share your thoughts on this week's Young and Restless in the comments. In the latest bombshell to hit Genoa City, The Young and the Restless has finally pulled the curtain back on Aristotle Dumas, the mysterious new player whose shadow has been growing steadily over the last several weeks. From cryptic conversations to his unsettling calm and knack for appearing in just the right place at the wrong time, fans have speculated endlessly. Who is he really? And now, at long last, the answer is here. Chapter 1. The Calm Before the Reveal. When Aristotle first arrived in Genoa City, he did so with an air of quiet sophistication and enigmatic detachment. He claimed to be a corporate advisor, interested in potential partnerships with Chancellor Winters. Devin was cautious. Lily was intrigued. Jill, always sharp, voiced concern. But it was Billy who seemed the most drawn in, though whether by admiration or an urge to outmaneuver Aristotle remained unclear. Aristotle played the part well. He flattered when necessary, disappeared when prudent, and gave just enough information to keep everyone guessing. But he also made it clear that he knew more about Genoa City than anyone was comfortable with. And when he slipped up and mentioned a long-forgotten business deal from Jill's early days, the alarm bells really started to ring. Chapter 2. The Flashback Twist. Friday's episode took us into flashback territory, a rarity for YNR, as Jill began to piece together where she'd heard the name Dumas before. Turns out, in the early 90s, she had a brief but passionate affair with a man named Emmanuel Dumas, a European industrialist who disappeared under mysterious circumstances. One photograph in a locked box later, and Jill was standing in shock in the Chancellor estate parlor. The man in the photo was a younger version of Aristotle. But that's impossible, isn't it? Chapter 3. A Legacy Resurfaces. In a gripping confrontation, Jill finally cornered Aristotle and demanded the truth. And he gave it to her, smoothly, unapologetically, and with the confidence of a man who has nothing left to lose. Aristotle Dumas is not a stranger to Genoa City. He is the son of Emmanuel Dumas and, wait for it, Catherine Chancellor. That's right. In a twist that no one saw coming, Aristotle is the product of a decades-old affair Catherine had during a brief European sabbatical following one of her divorces. The pregnancy was kept secret, the child raised in private, and the affair buried by Chancellor Industries lawyers. Jill, unknowingly, had an affair with Catherine's son. Aristotle, then in his early 20s, had never revealed his identity. Chapter 4. Billy, the pawn or the player. If this reveal wasn't earth-shaking enough, the next domino to fall centers around Billy Abbott, who has forged a bizarre camaraderie with Aristotle. Their relationship has oscillated between friendly rivalry and cautious alliance, but recent episodes suggest Billy may be deeper in Aristotle's web than he realizes. Aristotle has been feeding Billy information about potential corporate threats, about Tucker McCall, even about old Victor Newman scandals. And Billy, who thrives on feeling one step ahead, has run with that info. But the audience now sees what Billy doesn't. Some of it has been fabricated. So the question becomes, is Billy being played by a master manipulator, or is he aware of the game and biding his time? Chapter 5. Motive and Means. Why is Aristotle in Genoa City now? The answer appears to be legacy. Not financial, he's already enormously wealthy. Not fame, he shuns the spotlight. But legitimacy. Aristotle wants what he believes is his birthright, recognition as Catherine's son and, by extension, a stake in Chancellor Winters. He claims he doesn't want to tear the company apart, just to secure a seat at the table. But there's something calculating about the way he goes about it, and his tendency to manipulate those around him suggests he may be after more than he's letting on. Chapter 6. Fallout and Factions. The reveal of Aristotle's identity sends shockwaves through the Chancellor Winters boardroom. Devon, ever protective of Catherine's memory, is torn. He wants to believe the best, but he's also wary of being blindsided. Lily, sensing the emotional undercurrents, urges caution. And Jill? She's humiliated, furious, and oddly conflicted. The Abbott family also gets pulled into the mess. Jack warns Billy to be careful. Ashley, watching from the sidelines, suspects that Aristotle may have a longer history with the Newmans than he's admitting. And Victor? He hasn't said a word, which, of course, is terrifying. Chapter 7. The Victoria Variable. One of the more surprising turns in this story comes with Victoria Newman, who shares a quiet moment with Aristotle at Society After Hours. They talk about legacy, about loneliness, and about what it means to live in the shadow of powerful parents. There's an odd spark between them. Not romantic, at least not yet, but something alive. It's possible that Aristotle is positioning himself to drive a wedge between the Newmans and Chancellor Winters. Or perhaps Victoria sees in him a kindred spirit, someone used to operating in gray areas. Either way, it adds another layer of complication to an already volatile scenario. Chapter 8. The Chessboard Expands. The reveal of Aristotle Dumas' identity has fundamentally changed the landscape of Genoa City. He's not just a mysterious outsider anymore. He's family, legacy, a potential threat, and possibly the smartest man in the room. Whether he turns out to be a tragic hero trying to reclaim his past, or a villain in sheep's clothing is still unclear. But one thing is certain. Every move he makes now affects multiple power players, and the entire ecosystem is shifting. Billy may still have an ace up his sleeve. Jill may go scorched earth. Devin could surprise us all with a gesture of goodwill. Or Catherine's old will may reveal yet another twist in the tale. Final thoughts. In a show known for long-lost children, secret affairs, and battles for legacy, Aristotle Dumas is the perfect storm. He combines mystery, intellect, and emotional resonance in a way that few characters have in recent memory. And now that we know who he really is, we can be sure of one thing. Genoa City will never be the same again. As for Billy, if he is being played, he'll come out swinging. But if he's playing a deeper game than even Aristotle suspects, this could be his finest hour yet. Stay tuned, because this story is just heating up.